All right, so I'm going to, I rarely do that, but I think with what's happening now, we should discuss what's going on with Gevo. So as we can see, it's pulling back, right? And that is going in line with what's happening in the market, of course. Now, if we look at different um, indicators, all right, and this is on the daily chart, we will find that everything looks really good. It's like a very healthy pullback, right? The thing is, we want to anticipate how far it will go down. All right. So here, if we look at the DC, you will notice that we are approaching the middle line, which is at 9,255, right? So that's 9. Then if we look at other indicators, the DMI, we will find that the buying pressure is going down, the selling pressure is going high. We can see that, of course. And also the momentum is slowing, right? But still the buying pressure is higher than the selling pressure. For the RSI, it cooled down, right? And this is below 70 for it hasn't done that for a while. So that's good. I'm expecting it to drop maybe to the 50s, which is nice. Now, if we look at the Bollinger Band, this is a very good pullback, right? But the middle band is at 7.8. Okay, so keep these numbers in your head because these are going to be important. So let's keep that one. Now, if you look at the drawing, we will notice here that Gevo started to go in a downtrend, in a downward channel. All right, so that downward channel, it has been a while since we had a downward channel for Gevo, right? It's always upward channel, break it, upward channel, break it, and so on. But now, for the first time in a while, we have a downward channel for Gevo. Now, the interesting thing about it is that if you look at these numbers, you will find that Gevo at this point is following this channel very nicely, right? So that even though it's going down, that's bad, but at the same time, having some kind of a channel that tells you what's going on, that makes you a little bit comfortable. At least for me, that's what I feel. So if you look at this, you will find that the 50% Fibonacci extension level is aligned, almost aligned with the middle line of the DC channel, the downtrend channel, right? So this means we are going probably most likely the next day, Monday, all right? We are going to drop to this level. Okay, so that's 9.0. That's the 50% Fibonacci extension. In an upward channel, in a strong bullish channel like Gevo's, what we have been seeing, 50% is a good point where it can bounce back up. All right, so there is a possibility we will drop, go back up. Okay, now how far that will tell us. So once we break that downward channel, we feel comfortable. We start to go back hopefully to that old channel. Okay. Now that at the same time, actually, since you control the channels, over the weekend I will most likely try to find a new channel that is capturing this whole swing, right? So that's swing high, that's a swing low. There could be an upward channel, of course, if I want to call it upward channel, that will capture this whole swing, and then it will show us the whole bounce, right? Then here in this case, as you can see here, that is aligned. Now the 9 I told you, the 7 I told you, be careful with this number too, because that's the middle band of the Bollinger Band, which is also aligned with the 61.8% of the Fibonacci retracement level. Sorry. All right, so that's the retracement level. Now, are we going there? I don't think so. I'm really hoping that this bullish trend is going to continue. Now, assuming that the whole situation with the market will fix, because that's impacting everybody, right? So, but the one that I see it really solid is that the 50% Fibonacci extension retracement level, we are hitting there and maybe bounce back up, hopefully. All right, and I am hoping that this bounce would be, that's it. That's the pullback and we go up. All right, which also aligns very nicely with the downward falling wedge. So I don't want to clutter this, but if we can remove this here and draw this one, right? and let's give it some kind of a different color and width, and then you could see, let's say something like this, right? So another drop here, and then hopefully bounce back up and break out of this falling wedge. Now that's all speculation. We just try to expect or predict what's going to happen, but then as it happens, we keep monitoring and we adjust strategies. My average is very low, so that's why I don't think I am going to take any action at this point. So, but if your average is in this range, then that's a point where you can decide to maybe average down here, sell and buy um, at lower price, with the possibility of this not actually working this way and it bounce back up. So maybe you will miss the play, and then you chase. But that's, I don't know if this is gonna happen. But what I'm seeing at this point with this trend going to 50% is the 50% Fibonacci retracement level is a possibility. All right. So if we look at this channel here, we have been respecting this channel. It was it's very tight. It's moving between the inner and out the inner resistance and support, right? And if you look at the DC, we have reached the bottom, but then we pushed it down. So that's why I feel we are going down further. Also the Bollinger Band, as you can see here, we are in the lower band, but also it's going down. So all of these are indications that we are heading towards the 50% Fibonacci extension, Fibonacci retracement. I keep saying retracement. I got used to the upward trend of Gevo saying going always extension and going up, right? So that here is very, this is the IC, the Como cloud, and the Como cloud, if you can see here, that is very close. So it could go back, go down, bounce, check the 50%, retest it as a support, and then go back up, right? So that's the 4 hour. So we are going, like we want it to hold this cloud. If this cloud breaks, that's almost half a day. That's not a good sign. All right. So this is where I'm monitoring this part. I'm hoping this will hold. Maybe it try to penetrate the cloud. It goes down a little bit, test the 50%, and then bounce back up, and you find like a big wick or something, right? So that's fine. If this happens, that's okay. But at the same time, it's something to keep an eye on. The cloud is still green. It looks good. We are above it. We are just going to test it. But if this holds and we bounce back up, that's going to be a strong bounce. So that's good. All right. So that is for the 4 hour. The 2 hours, we are in the cloud. We are at the bottom of the cloud, which is not good. The cloud is closing. A small red cloud is forming. That's not, honestly, that's not good. All right. For the 2 hours. 1 hour, definitely we will be way below it, right? So let's remove this. Yep. Okay. And this is a thick red cloud forming, but hopefully it can close and we can penetrate this cloud back up, something like this. Here it was holding well, then here it penetrated, but then it went back up quickly, then it fell below it. With the drop over the last, like this week, this whole week has been dropping. All right, so EMAs, that's another thing that I would like to point out, is that the EMAs, you will notice here that we are, so where is this 9.8? Okay, so the 200%, the 200 EMA is at 9.8. We have actually tested this, right? But it could continue to drop until this 5 EMA approaches the 200 EMA and then hopefully bounce back up, right? So that is a possibility there. Now, the thing that you will see here is that the 20 EMA is above the 50 EMA. And I told you before in one of the videos that if the EMAs start to drop this way and the 5 EMA starts to cross, you see here, so they are all above, right? So they have been above, and then the 5 EMA starts to cross below the 9 EMA at this point, and this is even, you can use this for day trading, by the way. If it starts to drop, this means the dropping momentum is going to actually take it all the way down until they get out of order, like reversed order. So this 20 EMA being above the 50 EMA, I can see this dropping further until this one goes all the way down, and they become in the reversed order from the bottom to top, the 5, 9, 13, 20, 50, but not the 20, the 200, sorry. All right, the 200 should be a very strong support, that if you start to cross the 200, that's it, you sell. All right, because that, but of course you have to be very careful on what level, right? On 1 minute it doesn't really matter because that's very fast fluctuation, but at 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, this is where the higher the time frame, the stronger the impact of seeing the EMA dropping below a certain level like this. All right, so crossing at higher level on the daily, for example, that means that that trend will take a couple of days dropping. All right, but so far on the daily we don't have that crossing. All right, so it's there, it's getting very close, so it could get all the way down here and then bounce back up, and that's what we are hoping to see over the next couple of days. All right, so I think that covers all of the, so here you see the selling pressure is higher than the buying pressure on the 1 hour. It's dropping. Here we are in a reverse order on the 1 hour level. You see, it's reversed, but the 2 hour is still not. The 4 hour is still not, right? So here you see the 4 hour. It's less likely that this will cross, but if the 5 EMA crosses the 50 EMA, this means we're going down further. So hopefully this whole thing will take will be done at the level of the 50% Fibonacci retracement level, which is at 9.0, and hopefully above that, of course. We will see. So that's just a quick update on what's happening with Gevo over the weekend. Maybe I'm going to get the time to actually have a look at the whole thing, redraw the channels, and try to see what's going on. All right, so I just wanted to let you know, because in the dark, if you can make a bad decision, you say, oh my god, it's dropping so fast, I'm going to sell and that's it, and get out, and you don't know that it's maybe just doing its thing, right? It's just pulling back, things are looking healthy, it's fine, and so on. All right, but again, it's your decision. If you feel it's better to have the cash in hand at this point with all of these volatility, then that makes sense. Okay, that's a decision you will have to make. So hopefully this will help you to make a better decision. Thank you for tuning in, and I think I will continue streaming this on Discord channel after 2 p.m. All right, after 3 p.m. Sorry. Thank you.